Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to another edition of Crush Lusher Television. All right, so we're going to continue what we did last time with secants, tangents, and angle measures. This is going to be part two, aka continued right here. So we're going to see how this plays out when we have two secants or a secant and a tangent or two tangents that are connected at a point outside the circle. Okay, so copy all this down, pause the video. All right, cool. So what the hell does this mean? So first off, this is what we're going to talk about. So here's my notes right here. All right. So this angle here, angle P. So write this down next to your notes. It's the same drawing as it was before. The angle P equals, so you take this big arc here, so BD, that arc BD, and I'm going to subtract it from this small arc here, AC, and then I'm going to take half of that. So this arc minus this arc, and then half of whatever that difference is angle P. So for example, if this were 120 degrees and this were 50 degrees, 120 minus 50 would be 70. Half of 70 would be 35. So angle P would be 35. That's how you do it. And the same thing works here. Like if you have a tangent here and then you have a secant line, and let's say the center is A, whatever, it doesn't go through the center. So that would mean that this big arc, so arc G, K, J, write this down with me, minus this arc, AG or GA, whatever you want to call it, and then half of that is going to equal angle Q, which is right here, it's angle Q. So this big arc minus this small arc, half of that is angle Q. So let's see how this plays out in an actual problem. So example one, example one I got off right here. This right here. So pause the video, copy this down. Here we go. We're going to find the angle MPN. So MPN, that's what we're going to find. All right, cool. So here you go. So here's the same picture. I just drew it in my notes. That's like you're going to draw in your notes. So MPN is this angle right there. So that's small angle, that's X. So I know that angle MPN is going to be 1/2 times this, the difference between this big difference, so this arc, so 34 minus the smaller arc inside here, which is 18. 34 minus 18 is 16. So it's 1/2 of 16, and so that's just a small little 8-degree angle right there. Very small, 8 degrees. Got it. Okie dokie. So let's do some practice problems. Yeah, we shall. So here we go. Here's all 6. So I'm gonna do 1, 3, and 5, and you're gonna do 2, 4, and 6. Okay? 1, 3, and 5, and you're gonna do 2, 4, and 6. All right, copy those down. Pause the video. All right, check it out. Here's number 1. Write it down right here. Number 1, 1, 3, 5. Okie dokie. So 1, 3, 5. So I need to know what angle 1 for angle 1. Okay, cool. So here's angle 1. So I have, this is 80 and this is 40, and this is angle 1 right here for number 1. Pause the video, see if you can get it. Yeah. The measure of angle 1 equals 1/2 80 minus 40. 80 minus 40 is 40. Half of 40 is 20. Do you get it? Yeah, cool. So the measure of angle 1 is 20. All right, let's go down to number 3. Here you go. So number 3. So I got to get this angle right here. So it's 3. So the measure of angle 3 equals, well, it's 1/2 this big arc, right? So that's 220 minus the small arc. Whoa, there's nothing there. What the hell is that? Do you know how to get that? I do. Yeah, this is what you do. 360 is the whole circle minus the 220, and you get 140, because 140 plus 220 is the entire circle. Yeah, 360. So this is minus 140. Sometimes you gotta do an extra step. So 220 minus 140, that is 80. Half of 80 is 40 degrees. Got it. Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Number 5, a little more challenging. Check it out. Bam, number 5 right here. Okay, so this is 50 degrees, and I need to get x here. Okay, so let's see. So this is going to be the measure, actually no, 50 degrees, sorry. This angle, 50 degrees, is 1/2 this big arc, so this is y. Let's say, I don't know, it's something else, minus x. So now I got two variables here. So what can I do? Well, I know that x plus y, this plus this equals 360, right? So what can I do? So I need to solve for x, right? So this y right here has got to go. So what if I solve this thing for y? What if I did that? So negative y on both sides, minus y. So negative x on both sides, so y equals negative x plus 360. Cool. All right, so let's just plug, now this is y, right? So I'm gonna take this thing, substitute in here. There's many ways to do this. You might be able to see what the relationship is. You might know two numbers that are 100 apart that add up to 360, and that's great, but I'm doing algebraically just so you can always get it right. Algebra always gets it right. You don't need to rely on your number sense necessarily for this part. So we have this. All right, so plug it in here. So now this is going to be 50 equals 1/2 negative x plus 360 minus x right there. Okay, so now I'm going to times 2 because I'm going to get rid of this 1/2. I'm not going to distribute that. That's going to be a mess. So times 2. So 2 times 50 is 100. And so now I have the 1/2 times 2 is 1. 1 times this is just this. And so negative x and negative x, that's going to be negative 2x plus 360. Cool. Subtract 360, subtract 360, and this is negative 260. So we're out of room, I'm right over here, sorry. Negative 260 equals negative 2x divided by negative 2, and x equals 130. Yeah, 130. Cool. So x is 130, and then this would be 230, because 130 here, 230 here. Those are 100 apart, and then half of 100 is 50. Got it. So 130. That was a hard way to do it, but sometimes you got to be able to do it that way. You got to be versatile. You got to be good at the math. All right, so now, boop. Oh, sorry, that's my daughter drawing. She likes to draw in my notebook. Here's the problems right here. 2, 4, 6. Write them down. Pause the video, see if you can get them. Go. All right, let's see where we're at. Here you go. So check your answers. Measure angle 2. So if this is 160, so the measure of angle 2 is 1/2 160 minus 80. So it's 1/2 of 80, which is 40. Yeah, hopefully you got that. Ooh, cool. This one, 4. So this is so x is going to be, so this is 20, right? So 20, this angle is going to be 1/2 the big arc, which is 70 minus the x right here. So this minus this, 1/2 of that is 20. Okay, times 2 on both sides. Times 2, because 1/2 of 2 is 1. So 40 equals 70 minus x minus 70. So that's going to be negative 30 equals negative x divided by negative 1. X equals 30. Got it. Ooh, cool. All right, 6. Last but not least. Here you go. So we got to get x right here, this angle. Here's x. Degrees. All right, so I know that the measure of angle x is 1/2 100 minus whatever this is. So I think I can get that because the whole circle is 360, right? 110 and 100, so that's 210 plus the 80 is 290. So that's 290, the whole thing. So 360 minus 290 is going to be 70. Okay, so this is 70. Cool. So 100 minus 70 is 30. So 1/2 of 30 is going to be 15. Got it. Hopefully you got all of them. Okay, so now go to the practice problems, knock those out, and knock the exit quiz out. Great job today. Keep up the good work. So impressed. Go.